What's going on, Afro Diaspora Nation? We are back with another live, sensational episode. I repeat that for y'all live. We are exactly where it is. We are live. We are underway with another sensational podcast. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you have it already. Subscribe to the channel, man, so you'll be catching us here every Tuesday live with different guests. But tonight, you know what I'm saying, you guys are wondering why have I mentioned the name, Major on my right side. Well, I've mentioned that here, but Major decided to be out today. Actually, no, we kicked him out. Why? Because we have a sensational group today joining us as our guest. You guys may have heard of them. You might have seen them play. The most extraordinary band in Vancouver. Actually, you might see him somewhere else around Canada. Who knows? But these guys are absolutely phenomenal, man. With their latest debut album, actually released earlier this month. We are introducing you guys today, MIVULE in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the band. I know you guys, when they perform, you guys had a chance to, you wishing to talk to them, you know what I'm saying? When they have when the stage out there, you're like, can I talk to these guys out there? Today you have a chance to see what they're all about, how they work so hard to get where they are today, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. First of all, I'm happy. I'm nervous now because I never really be guys like this face to face, and I'm like, these guys are intimidating a little bit out here.
That's the first time I've heard that.
First time, man. Yo, but the tradition of this show, we always want to make sure we get our guests of tonight. So we're gonna have to make sure we do a system going around like this. You're gonna skip me, but we're gonna go with my guy over there first.
All right.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, okay?
What's going on, listeners and viewers? This is Brian Broda from MIVULE Band.
Amazing.
I'm Jesiah Yarish.
I am Matt Yard. Very happy to be here.
Absolutely, man. We are.
And our keys player is missing. He's Salvador Llanes.
One of the guys playing.
One guy's
missing out there.
Yeah, he'll phone you in.
I tell you guys.
He's on a date.
Oh, we're already exposing people. Like, you're on a date. Let's not let the date go well, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you guys a little secret, man. When I first heard this band play, first thing that came in mind is like, how do they have this energy just to work around the crowd like this? Like, it's absolutely amazing. I know some of y'all had a chance to already watch them perform, but I was absolutely mind blown of how they can impact the stage. They can take the stage and they can take it to the next level. Each and every song, literally. I mean, each and every music they play, just the chemistry around them is absolutely sensational. So I will go right on to the first question of the night. You guys ready for this? It's going to be long. Hope you guys don't get tired of me already. But, I don't know who's going to be asking most of the questions, but yeah, decide. Actually, all y'all. I just want to know, first of all, what's that?
We've been waiting for an hour for those questions.
Whoever answers is the one who has the answer.
I'll be preparing along, man. Don't worry. I won't keep you bored, man. I want to know, first of all, though, the name around the band. I want to know how inspired you guys come up with that name. That's the first thing. I'm always very curious because it's a very unique name that is out there popping. So I'm very.
I'm gonna pass.
Who's gonna ask that question?
You're gonna pass it to me. You tried to pass it to me last time. All right, I'll try to answer it, and Brian can correct me. It basically comes from a tree. So I don't think I should be telling this. This is your history, man.
Wow. It comes from a tree.
It comes from a tree from East Africa, where people would gather, a big teak tree called a MIVULE tree.
Okay.
Brian's nodding, so I'm doing well so far.
Oh yeah.
So it's very significant in that it's like a place for the community to come together and solve problems or have a class or like a gathering place, a safe place, a place where you can find justice. So at some point, Brian had this idea in his mind for the band, and he told us about the tree and its meaning, and we were like, that's an amazing name. And yeah.
No, I agree. Absolutely amazing name. And I've noticed the album is named after the name. The first album you guys just debuted with.
So and the painting on the cover art is also the tree itself.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was made to basically depict the MIVULE tree.
Yeah.
With people gathering underneath.
Yeah. Oh, that's really... But that brings me to a second question, because the chemistry you guys have, people would wonder how long you guys been together for this chemistry, because every time you guys play on the stage, it's like, I don't know, it's just live music is so different when you listen to it for people who actually know how to play. it just affects people differently. You know, that's how you've traveled to me. So how did you guys meet Ryan? How did you guys form this group? And when did you form this group to begin with?
So basically, we formed this group about 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been playing for about 5 years. Yeah. And so for the energy, I guess, because we love what we do.
Yeah.
So we base it. When you love what you do, everything is flawless.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to think about it. It's just you're in the zone. You're loving it. So that's we're lucky enough that these guys love reggae music and they've studied it and they know it. So it's man, when it comes to the creating the momentum and effort, it's effortlessly, you know, because we love what we do. Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Yeah, like I said, when I had a chance to see you guys perform, you guys just involve a lot of style of music, you know, and that's what puts you really different, you know, as a band here in Vancouver. You just, it's so extraordinary because every style you're doing, you're nailing it, and you just involve it all together, you know. So I just wanted to know, how did you come that mix, like putting those mix together, like, because individually you guys were all playing differently before you met each other, obviously. And how did you come up with, like, okay, this might work if you collab this together? Because I know you played reggae, you played Afrobeat, dub. So I just want to know how the mix came up together. How you guys decided to create one song and put everything in the sauce, and how was that process of just making that? Because I don't know if it's gonna be different creating all these things at once, because you guys understand Afrobeat so well, you know, and then
thank you,
reggae. Oh yeah, definitely, man. When you hit out there, so I'm very curious to know how that played in the mix of coming together.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian's asking all questions, man. Y'all gotta make sure I'm back on Brian up a little bit. You're putting pressure on my guy around here.
The songs develop pretty organically. Like we most of the time it's just we're jamming. We just get together and like Brian will have a song idea. He'll have chords, he'll have lyrics and melodies, and then we build a song from that. That's most of the time. Sometimes the groove comes first, and then Brian writes over top of that, and it's song by song. We never really know how a song is gonna, like, we have several versions of many of our songs where we just can't decide which style we want to play in. Like, oh, this song would sound really cool in an Afro style, so we try that, and then we try a reggae style, dub style.
We're always experimenting.
We're always trying different things. So
were you playing different genre of music before? Like, were you always into Afrobeat or reggae, or
no? I've been in. I've personally played a lot of different styles of music, like notably like funk and like some prog rock stuff. Like I got heavily into prog rock as like a teenager, and Matt did too, and same with Sal. So we have the three of us have a prog rock background, and that we bring that in as well. And then Brian's teaching us a lot about Afrobeat and reggae and stuff too. He knows. He's too humble. He knows a lot.
No, I've had a chance because some of the songs you played. I lived in Uganda for a bit, and I know, you know, you involve Luganda in a couple of your songs, and that's why I find amazing, man, because that's unique here, especially in Vancouver. People don't really listen to that, but the way you adapt to that, you know, style is phenomenal. And you nail it so well. You know, were you scared to see how it's gonna play out before you started introducing that style to them, or
no? I was basically I had this idea, because when I get into writing music, I already know how it's going to sound. So I have a vision, or like it's kind of like building a house. You know, you have things on paper. You have your drawings for different components of the build, and you know everything is on paper. So you have that in mind. then it comes on paper, and then you start building. So so by the time the building is done, you know exactly what it was going to look like.
Right.
So when I get an inspiration of a song, it's I already know how it's going to sound, and that's when I try to collaborate with the guys and be like, okay, can we? There's so many times where I go, you know what? Can we try this, or can we try that? You know, because it's what I'm listening to, or what I have in mind is not there yet, or we could there's some songs that we've put on the side for a while,
Right.
because it's and what's funny, because the guys too, like they can feel it, and they're like, okay, well, this is not there yet, so we park it, and then we get to it another day or another moment where, you know, we'll be practicing or just playing around, and boom, we get the right feel, and bang.
It just hits right away.
Once it hits, bang, we're locked in.
Yeah.
And then we're good.
Yeah. Well, because you guys, there's obviously people know you've toured around Canada, and because that's very, because people like when you're in Vancouver and you perform Vancouver for a little while, now going somewhere different other than Vancouver, and you're wondering how the people are gonna get, you know, to your music and how they're gonna go to it. So I'm like curious, how do you think your music style resonate with your audience? It could be in Vancouver, it could be outside Vancouver, you know, in different provinces. So how do you think it just connects with your audience?
Reggae is pretty universal.
Right.
So I think a lot of people like it. We're having a hard time finding the people who love it. You know, like
in
the
Vancouver,
real
anyway,
enthusiasts can be hard to find. But I think in general, people hear it and are like, oh, that's good music.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty universally liked.
Yeah.
It is. Do you think it's like the reason why you're finding hard people to go through and like, do you think it's fading away? Because before, I think reggae was probably top, man. Everybody was listening to it, you know, days of Bob Marley and so on. Do you think that's the reason why? Because now music have changed fully. There's genres that just keep piling up. There could be Afrobeat this time. There could be R&B, you know. Do you think reggae is just going down a little bit, or that's the reason why?
I don't really think so.
No?
I think maybe listenership is less than it used to be, but everything ebbs and flows, I think. So
Yeah.
it could bounce back. It could, you know.
Going back, yeah. And how was the touring? How was that experience, just going around Canada and having to perform in different kind of provinces? How was that experience for you guys?
It was a challenge. We did a lot of shows in a short amount of time, which was tiring. It was, I think, 12 days or 13 days. We did 9 shows and traveled between the different cities, 7 different cities. So it was a lot. We all got sick.
of playing, or
No,
just
literally
Like physically sick.
Nice.
So that was hard. There's a couple photos of Brian just
hunkered
slumped in the
over.
corner
Really?
before the show, like just trying to find some energy, and then, you know, we start playing and we all feel great again.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I want to do it again.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You got sick,
We'll
but you want to do it
definitely
again.
do it.
That's how it's
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be, though.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
how else do you progress in that state?
Yeah.
I have a question for Brian, real quick here. I know you'll be asking quite a lot. Don't get sick of me yet. We have a long show ahead of us, man. So you were
All right.
you were South Sudanese,
Correct.
right? And Ugandan, I would say.
Yeah.
How does your heritage really influence your music? Because I'm pretty sure you were obviously a big time musician back home. You love music. 'Cause when you grow up there, you just naturally love music.
Oh, yeah.
You be playing instruments anywhere. So how does that influence your music today?
Well, that influences the music from the standpoint of writing it, from writing the music. Yeah. You mentioned about bringing in Luganda, which is a lot of people don't understand Luganda in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so it brings that unique, authentic style of reggae music, basically Afro reggae music. So yeah, being Ugandan Sudanese, it definitely has contributed a lot to this music, because if it wasn't because of the experiences that I lived when I was young in Uganda and in Sudan, this music wouldn't, I wouldn't be singing in Luganda or Swahili or any of those languages. But because I grew up in that environment, and I experienced the MIVULE tree as a coach system or a school, that kind of stuff. So that all stands behind the music that we're writing and performing, and basically that spirit of that African spirit, you can trace it through all the music. Yeah, the enthusiasm when we're performing, it comes out. The style and the language, and a lot of when we perform, a lot of people come to us and they're like, "Is that French?" Like,
yeah. I think they get caught up in all the, what I'm saying, the bass, everything, the drums.
Yeah, and you're like,
You have to ask.
and that's a perfect moment to educate some people about Uganda and where Uganda is, or East Africa, and the upbeat kind of music that we play that makes people dance. Because a lot of people come to us and they're like, you know what, I knew the other side of reggae, but I've never experienced this kind of reggae. This is cool.
Exactly. Just to make sure of it.
Yeah. Because a lot of people are familiar with Jamaican reggae, but Afro reggae it's another thing. It's reggae, but you get that African vibe to it. Yeah, and so that's what we do.
But that's what surprised me too, though. Like when I first heard, I saw you performing at Black History Month. I was there, and the mixture of the African reggae. It sounds crazy because it's reggae and then there's a little sauce into it, of Africa,
Nice sauce.
People don't know that because they don't know that you can also have these kind of messages from like African countries through that, and then people can get on and study with that, and then get to know where you're from, your background, everything, So I find that really amazing. And then I also, going through your history a little bit here, you mentioned. First of all, congratulations for dropping the album.
Thank you.
Absolutely huge. And I just want to know when did you guys decide this is the right time to drop the album now? Because I know you guys performed a lot.
Yeah.
So when did you decide this is time we can drop an album? And how was your recording? Because I heard you guys recorded an album, it's almost 7 different studios. How was that process? Because we know recording in one studio is already very different. Going to another studio, how was the process just going about? I think Matt got to ask this one.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to take Brian off of Michael.
Sure. So the first part, like about when to drop the album. We've been playing these songs for a long time. I guess probably 2 years, because our Sal, our keys player, joined us 2 years ago, or more than 2 years ago now. So we've had all the songs for a long time, and we wanted to record them because we just play them all the time. It's like, I don't know, we wanted to have that, I guess, from a practical standpoint, so that we can kind of have a portfolio to move on from and get better shows and whatnot. But I think also, like, artistically, we wanted to put something out there too.
Yeah.
You
Well, people
feel
are
like
wondering.
yeah, you want to
People are
prove
curious.
something. You want to, you know what, other people can do it, we can do
Yeah.
it too. So that was certainly part of it.
But that was awesome. That was really awesome. And how different was that? Like, being in studio recording and also performing out for the people.
Oh, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
night and
imagine.
day.
Yeah.
Is it more challenging or more?
Just different challenges, I think. It makes me, just speaking for me, it makes me realize how much I love the energy from people, you know.
Exactly.
And so when you're in the, like, kind of sterile environment, it feels different. There's different energy and it's more focused, I find. But I certainly miss, like, all that feedback you get, right? It I don't know, it does something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun to do it in all those different places, different sounds. I think we learned a lot from doing it. We'd probably do a lot of things different next time. But I think that was part of the process. Like, we thought we were going to try a bunch of different things, or try a bunch of different studios, see what we like, see what we don't like. We also produced most of the album ourselves. And we did that by kind of like dividing up the songs and be like, hey, I'm going to produce this song, you produce that song. And so as the producer, that person kind of made all the important decisions.
Wow.
So that was interesting too, because we're all very different.
That's what I'm saying,
And we're all very open-minded as well. But
Yeah.
I think also when we imagine the band and we imagine recording the band, there are a lot of similarities. We do want a lot of the same things and look for a lot of the same things in the sound and how we sound. But we don't necessarily know what those things are. I think we know more now what those things are. We can be like, hey, we want this sound from the drums, and we really like when the vocals do this. But we're figuring that out. And it's been kind of fun to kind of do that alone, kind of with ourselves, and not have a producer come in and be like, you guys should sound like this, and this is how you're going to do it. Be like, okay, Mr. Producer, and just do that. To kind of guide ourselves was kind of, it was a unique experience.
I mean, that's exactly what I thought, because I know you guys have been playing together for 5 years, and a lot of stuff has changed, obviously. Just being the first time y'all played with each other till today. But you, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Matt is the bass guitarist. Right? Bassist, right? So, and also, we mentioned the dub John being in mixture of the band. What brought you into this world? And when did you start playing those instruments? What brought you in that world of having to play?
I've loved reggae for a long time, and I always wanted to be in a reggae band, but I could never find a reggae band. So about 7 years ago now, I guess, just through Craigslist, I found somebody who was looking for a reggae guitar player. I was like, that's going to be me. So I sent them I'd made like some of my own recordings and stuff, and got connected with these guys, and there were a couple players there who'd been playing reggae for like decades. They were older guys, and they knew so much. They taught me so much. I played with them for a short time, like 6 months, I want to say, and then the band kind of disappeared. But from that, I was like, I'm hooked. I want to do reggae music.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then I got in touch with these guys shortly after. I was playing guitar, and then just from band configurations, we lost some people and gained some other people, and I ended up, there was no bass player. We tried a bunch of different bass players, and it just was not working. We could not find anybody, so it was frustrating. It was just like, okay, I'm just going to do it, and it's going to be hard at first, but we'll get there, and these guys went for it. So
Man.
And now he can't not play bass anymore.
And I love that. Yeah. No. Who doesn't want to play bass in a reggae?
Oh,
band?
come on now. That's why I'm heading to you next, because you're shooting a lot of, come on, man. You need stuff for you now to shine.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Are you trying to, you're trying to avoid something. I wanted to ask you, because you love rock for a minute there.
Hey?
Your rock music, right? That's the style but you were in reggae. You love reggae too, but then rock was kind of in the mix as well.
Rock was like early years.
Okay.
And then reggae took hold of me, and I just couldn't do rock so much anymore.
You stuck with reggae a lot more.
Yeah, like when I was maybe 15 or 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you started playing drums when you were 8.
Yeah, I started playing drums when I was 8. Yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah.
And so how was that? What were you playing before you discovered reggae?
I was playing like metal and rock and blues and lots of funk before and stuff like that. And then from funk, I really loved funk. Funk music is like my favorite.
It's still your favorite.
Oh yeah, it's like one of my
Okay.
it's like one of my top.
We don't want to get that out there.
But yeah, funk, reggae, they have a lot of similarities. So it was kind of a nice transition into that, and then yeah. I still play every style like that I've always played. I just like playing reggae more.
Well, you got Brian now too.
I got this guy.
Give you all the lyrics and the Uganda
Yeah,
style.
he's our magic sprinkling.
Yeah. Brian, do you obviously I'm pretty sure people of Uganda. I'm pretty sure most of them will be tuning in. Oh, there you go. I speak a little bit too, so you better.
Mutuulira Uganda storage.
No Gambachi.
Okay, hold on now.
Actually, Matt was in Uganda.
Did you guys play in Uganda?
No, I went years ago. I didn't know Brian at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, years and years ago. Yeah.
So when Brian is writing something in Uganda, you understand a little bit and just no.
I know a couple of words and that's it. Yeah.
Brian, you have a big job to do now. You have to make sure you're gonna come in your community, man.
It's hard because every word in Luganda is like this long. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does the band, the outspace in the dub section, how do you take the band space in the dub section of music? How does that fit in with the reggae style?
I mean, I think everything just happens organically. Nothing is planned when it comes to dubbing. Basically, Sal, our keys player, does a lot of the dubbing, and then I come in too with some vocal dubs, and then drum and bass sometimes they lock in their own thing, and it just happens, especially when we're playing live.
We're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. We just feel the vibe and what is Sal doing.
Do you freestyle at the
we all
moment?
listen.
If is there any time where you just freestyle it?
Every song, all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a few of our songs, maybe 2 or 3 of our songs that we play in a set way. All the other ones are just completely improvised.
Yeah, live shows are usually like the song and then like an extended version at the end of each song.
Yeah.
Or in the middle.
Or in the middle, or
the
whatever happens.
Well, that's a talent in a different way right there. That's why I love live music, because it's so different when you listen to. You get a phone, you play it, music keep playing, and then you listen to live music. It's just completely different.
Totally different
Right.
energy. Yeah.
About the dub thing, though, I think, stop me if I'm wrong, but to me, like the dub sections is when all we're doing is just looking for more space. So just give more space to music, where we're like, somebody does something, and we stop and then maybe slowly react to it, or just let it breathe.
Yeah.
Give it more space, and I think that's what kind of gives that kind of dubby vibe to it.
How important is the band chemistry with the artist who's playing in the front? Because I know, some shows are very different, where you have pre-recorded songs and everything. But when it comes to now performing live in front of people, how important is you guys synchronizing with Brian, getting everything together? How because it could be very different when you're playing just your music in the back and you're playing with the band, because then you gotta get together. Because if you don't get together, something's gonna be going off, right?
For us, it's pretty important because we're reacting to him and he's reacting to us at the same time. So there's a lot of like working together.
Yeah.
It's not as much like Brian's a front man and we're the backing band. It's more like Brian and us are the band.
Yeah.
But now for the this is very important right here for the artists who want to know how to interact with a band, if they have a band. What are the advice you would give them to what to do, what know how to do when playing with an artist, like a band and the artist? What advice would you give them to follow or to practice on or to go about that? Because there's a lot of people who struggle with that, and it takes time to build it up. What advice you think you can recommend? I think I'm gonna
Listen.
I was just going to say that's the
Listen tons and is
And play together.
live music. Yeah, it's all about call and response kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't just go on top of the other person, or like some people like to like their instrument to be here and other instruments are here.
what I'm
That's
saying.
going to create a problem. This person is not listening to this person who is here.
Yeah.
So what you need is to be in proximity to each other.
Yeah.
At least you got a lead instrument that's maybe right here.
Yeah.
He's here. So like these basically it creates the dynamics, and which translates basically into the energy that the people are going to feel, and the people are going to react to that and send that energy back to you, and you're going to feel it, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, boom! It all starts with listening. Yeah,
That's the key to our chemistry too. Is we're all listening to each other all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's usually the challenge of the bands, mostly if things go south, is when that chemistry just lose like that.
Yeah.
And there's gotta be sacrifice as well. You can't just relate on one. Like, you can lead us today. There gotta be sacrifices of who has to be doing that, who has to be doing that.
yeah.
Is that the most you think? Well, they have to take that advice for sure. If you want to be out there as a big artist who want to shine out for people, you have to make sure you get that in check.
Yeah.
And having rapport with each other as well. Like the amount of time that we've spent playing together. The amount of time that we spent playing together is like crazy. We've done a lot of playing together.
Yeah,
and
we
I
know
think
each
that's a
other's-
big part of it. Like, it's been years of just like finding out how each other works and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We can read each other's minds a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's very beautiful, because I was asking about the main artist, because most of the time you wonder, how do they connect the people in the back? How do they connect, like, if he messes up some part, how is this guy going to back him up?
Yeah.
So that's definitely very, very important. I want to cover a little bit about the album, the message behind it, and some songs that you've written and released. What are the messages behind it, and how does it impact your audience and your viewers, your listeners?
Yeah. Basically, the message behind the album, every song is of course different, and every song is a different message. So we sing about love. We sing about politics.
Right.
We sing about advocating for children. The entire album is a journey. It's like a menu. You go to a restaurant, you got different styles,
Flavors and stuff.
different flavors,
Yeah.
or different types of food.
Yeah.
And so the album, it's when I start listening to the album, it reminds me of a menu, of a restaurant menu, kind of, with different styles and different sounds. Considering we use different music studios. Each music studio has its own sound. So, which is very actually important, because when you're listening to it, you're not gonna listen to the same sound. You're going to listen to different sounds from different studios. So, which is awesome.
One of my favorite reggae artists. Rest in peace to Dude. Just an amazing message behind all his music. That's why I wanted to ask you about if your music travels through any social justice issues that you really have strongly feelings about. I want to know if you have any. What is the feeling that you have this? What the issues for the social justice today, and if you want your music people to know through your music about that problem, if any, what would it be?
I mean, so when it comes to social justice, for example, the song "Mr. Politician."
Right. I saw that out there.
Yeah, that song, basically, if you listen to it, it talks about how some politicians now, whenever we do the song live, we talk about. I personally talk about the how the song is dedicated to all the politicians in South Sudan. But listen to me, South Sudanese politicians. It's all right.
Are we still in the air?
Yeah, we're still there, but it's.
Well, you know what, but I would go further. Now, I'm not speaking on behalf of the band. I'm speaking as Brian Broda. That song I can dedicate to all the politicians around the world, because sometimes, not all politicians, but most politicians, I find that they don't really care about the people, and it's unfortunate. That includes here in Canada. Not all politicians, like you guys. You know what? I feel like holding back, but no.
It is important to talk about this.
You know what? Yeah.
The music, especially too. You will be heard.
Yeah. You know what? Politicians. This is what happens. They make decisions in the higher offices. The decisions that affect the people, but we don't really have a voice to talk to them, to let them know that to be a part of those decisions that are going to affect us down here. And I have met with a lot of politicians here in Canada, and it's sad to see that, and I've noticed this, that most of them will give you 30 minutes out of their time in the day to listen to a whole lot of issues that's happening in the black community, for example. And you can't tell me that I'm going to tell you all that in 30 minutes and something is going to be done about it. So, and again, not all politicians, but yeah, I think something's got to change.
It's heavy.
something's got to change. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I can see.
Yeah.
But especially politicians in South Sudan, in the Congo, politicians in Uganda, Nigeria, Russia, Canada, everywhere, Israel, Palestine, they all, it's like they all read the same books, and it's the people that suffer at the end of the day,
Always.
Now a lot of people are going to say that, well, Canada is different and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we don't have wars here, but, it's just a matter of time. The U.S., same thing. It's just a matter of time. It's just going to take one crazy politician to make a crazy decision that's going to affect the people in a negative way.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of politicians try to make decisions that kind of help the citizens. I mean, yeah.
It's crazy. Because do you think it's because the way things are dealt here in outside America, Canada, do you think it's the same effort that people are putting in, in Africa, for example, South Sudan, if, per se, to help and make a change in those issues? Do you think there's enough effort from the people?
From the people in South Sudan,
Right. Or most African countries are facing wars, and because at some point it looks like people are just accepting it.
Yeah.
So, and what could be done in order to just get the messages out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that people just accept what's going on because the people find themselves helpless.
Right.
Because for example, the governments have the resources to do what they do. The people don't. The governments have the police, like for example, in a lot of places in Africa, the government uses the police to torture people and keep them under control, and there's no if the government is doing something wrong, you can't stand up and protest. So the government has the police and the army to basically suppress these people and their voices, but the people have nothing. All that the people have is their voices. And so I don't think people just accept what's going on. Sometimes shutting up is the last result, and it's going to lead to those people living longer. Otherwise, if they talk, they might disappear tomorrow, or they might.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
And that's what's just very beautiful, because the power of music. That's main thing, we have to communicate, through music, and it's very, very amazing how you're able to put that messages through the music of MIVULE band and just spreading it out there, and fighting is the best you have, to make a change. What about my brother right here? Any social justice issues that you feel is the issue right now?
There's a lot of social justice.
Yeah,
issues.
right. According to you, yeah.
Which one you put me on the spot?
Which one you gotta have to, get a change out there?
I think personally, I'm looking at like the Middle East, what's going on with between Israel and Palestine. I think that's just craziness over there, and people just need to be nice to each other, because something has to change, because the stuff going on.
It's been going on for a while
is
too.
Insane. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Wow. I don't think I should ask you if putting you on the spot like that.
Sure. Probably like just generally the disparity between people who have and people who don't. It's just getting worse. It's strange, but I don't know why it is, but it is. It's happening here. It's happening everywhere. It's just that gap is getting wider and wider, and the control of information as well with all like on the internet and everything. It's I don't know.
Because now that's the issue too. Yeah, once they block the way of having messages being your music too. It's going to be hard.
We'll be out of a job.
Yeah. But it's not going to be the first time, because people like Bob Marley, they try to silence them.
Right.
People like Buju Banton, they try to silence them. There's a lot of artists who come up and they try to talk, and they try to, basically the government tries to take them out because they're speaking against the machine, and you can't do that. Well, why not? You can. Yeah. We gotta. I believe personally that, and again, I'm not speaking for the band as MIVULE, but as Brian, the person, I think life is too short to say what you need, to not say what you need to say, because if I can't speak my mind, today, I might not be able to speak my mind tomorrow, so why not do it today?
Wow.
It's then I'm at peace.
That's powerful.
Just speak your mind, and if this is something that's wrong, just point it out right away, and then you don't have to live with it in your heart. Yeah, it's just if it's through music, do it. Through art, do it. Podcasts, just do it. They might try to silence you and try to say, well, this is missing information and this whatever. Like they have terms these days that they come up with. We gotta fact check you.
That's true.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, it's all part of the machine, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that anybody in the world should get silenced because of what they have to say or what they believe. If somebody doesn't believe what you believe, let them be. Don't listen to them. And that to me that creates peace. But if you have to come after somebody because they said something, why? Like, why do you have to throw somebody in jail, or why do you have to
Exactly.
Punish somebody for saying a word? A word is not gonna kill you, or but yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have a simple mind that way.
Yeah. It's just a lot
Like-
going on too. Way
Yeah.
too many. So
No, there's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, and there's a lot of stuff that I agree with, and I just stay in my lane and just say what I need to say,
yeah,
and just live life.
through your
You
music.
know? Yeah, through
Yeah.
my music, and I do what I love, and
Yeah,
you know, I love every human being.
yeah.
You know, no matter what.
Let
Yeah.
it be. But that's the beauty about it, because even when you guys are performing on the stage, you can tell how much joy, you see people
Yeah.
dancing to your music. Just that moment. It's special because it means so much. The fact that they're forgetting everything at that moment, every problem they have going on, they're forgetting for that special moment, and that's just what's very beautiful about the band you have going on and the message behind it, especially. But let's just get off that topic a little bit. Let's try to put some fun stuff around here for the
Are you thinking we're going too far?
No, absolutely not.
We're canceling you, Brian.
What are your political leanings?
We just got started dropping the new album.
Am I getting cancelled?
Yes, you are.
We just want to spread a good
Just
message
kidding.
out there. I want to know what is because you guys have performed so many places, despite being sick, on the tour. What is the most favorite moments you guys have had so far as a band, and what does those moments do for you to keep going? Till today, you guys keep riding through it. So what are those moments that pushes you guys to keep building up on your chemistry and your music?
The amazing shows, right? The shows.
The shows are
amazing
pretty much
shows we
the
get.
Yeah.
like. There's some performances of note where we're just like we were just in it and it felt so good, and it was just like we played really well and everything turned out really well. Or like recently we played a festival and the power went out, and like the generator just kicked out while we were in the middle of playing. So Brian luckily like the crowd wasn't so big that the people in the back wouldn't be able to hear Brian
Right.
just by himself without the amplification, so he was able to just keep going, and the crowd kept like giving us back energy. It was great.
Yeah.
So even when problems arise,
I mean, if you run through those problems, I can just imagine it brings you guys together even more. The fact that he didn't stop you, he kept going through it. And as we just close to approaching the end of the show here, I wanted to know what the future plan for the band that you guys have going on. Any plans you guys have happening for?
more albums, more music, more gigs.
Yeah. That's I like.
Spread the love.
Spread the
love. Yeah.
Peace and love.
For the,
Don't be afraid to be canceled.
what's that?
Don't be afraid to be canceled. You gotta,
Oh no!
you gotta spread the love
Like,
regardless.
you know what? I'm not famous, so I'm not afraid to be cancelled.
But no, but the music you pulling out there,
I know. And,
I have no idea it's gonna travel the world. It's gonna just impact a lot of people, bro.
well, you
have
know
to-
what? Yeah, and there's nothing really I say that would make me cancelled. You know, and I mean that's.
But you're doing it for a good cause, though.
I mean, canceling, I call it bogus. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not sorry to say that canceling is basically bogus. It's just
As simple as that.
Simple as that, man.
It's not-
yeah. I mean,
That's the
like,
message right
like
there.
canceling, really, like it's we are human beings,
Right.
and we're looks like human beings drifting away from the fundamentals of being humans, and we're allowing ourselves to be basically controlled and manipulated,
Right.
and being separated left and right. And it's
People just want to dance, man.
I call that bogus.
Oh,
We want to dance. We want to be. We want to live as one human beings.
Yeah.
And, no separation. Whatever. whatever, like when we play music, when we write music, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
There's no segregation. There's no. It's just. It's again. We do it for human beings. Like.
But that's what
we're one. Yeah. It's so that's why I say, counseling is bogus because it just wants to separate people.
But what do you feel people? What do you feel
about
people? Why do you feel people choose to cancel some certain people? Is it because you think everyone is hopping on one trend? If they don't like this trend, they'll hop on one trend and they'll agree with that one trend until that person is canceled. Like for example, when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on the stage, people are saying, Will Smith will be canceled. But do you think that's the issue right now? The people are just hopping on that one trend, even though there are other points behind everything. They just like people decide to be like, oh, Brian talked some smack today on the show. Let me hop on this trend. Let me cancel this guy.
Yeah, to me, I mean, to me, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I don't, that doesn't add anything to my life, and it's not gonna take away anything from my life. Those guys have millions of dollars.
Exactly.
It was staged
So I'm not.
Right. So people
Why
like
should
really
I worry
create
about
out of
that?
nowhere.
Yeah. So but I'm going to care about things like for example, stuff like Snowden, who let the whole world know that the U.S. government was spying on its own citizens.
Mm.
That's not okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the Canadian government is spying on its own people.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same. A lot of people are going to be like, misinformation, you have no proof, just rhetoric.
Yeah.
Well, this is Brian Broda.
Watch out.
You heard it here, man. Yeah.
I'm entitled to my opinion. If you don't believe it, if you choose not to listen to my to what I say, you don't consider me your enemy, because if you love the politicians, I'm not gonna hate you. I'm just gonna love everybody as a human being, no matter what differences we have in of opinions that we have. To me, I'm just gonna love everybody the same, and just continue playing music.
Yeah.
And life goes on.
No, that's 100% what people need. I'm always a big fan of music, man. If people know me, they know me. I love music so much. So that's why I just love how you guys got together and have this one big mission of changing the world in any way you can. With the talents that you guys have, it's just really, really amazing. So I'm gonna say you guys should just keep on doing what you're doing. Like Brian said, you're doing it for a good cause. You're doing it to join people together. To have people come together, dance, have fun, and I think that's what this band represents, really.
And educate.
And educate.
And
yeah.
Yeah.
And things that matters.
Yeah. We don't want people to just dance and go home.
Yeah.
Not being changed, but we want people to listen to the music and that music impact them, impact their lives. If a person comes to our show and learns something, or comes to the show and dances and feels a change in their heart,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's
It's mission accomplished.
That's
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's a mission accomplished. So I mean,
I love that.
that's what we try to strive for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really amazing, man. As we ending.
Just one more thing.
That's what I like. That's what I like about this
We
guy.
were-
He comes out of nowhere.
we
and
were
yes, that's right.
we were at Douglas College, and we were playing music, and after playing music, there was a Q&A, and so somebody asked about
We want you to close the mic for that
what
one.
did
We
they
will
ask
ask
about?
about
Yeah, somebody asked about and the music, and why we do the why we do what we do, and I think they asked about the politician song, and I can't remember. But I remember telling I remember asking the people or the students if they know what's going on in South Sudan or in Sudan. That's in northern Sudan, and nobody knew what was going on.
No.
And so, to me, that was an opportunity right there to educate.
That's
And
awesome.
that felt so good to me to know that, okay, well, I've pointed out an area in the world where these kids are dying every single day. Bombs are going off. There's tons of famine going on in that area, but not a lot of these students knew anything about it.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunate, but that mission was accomplished that day, to know that, okay, we
Did something there.
we did something today. We told
That's beautiful, man.
people, hey, pull out your phones, check out what's going on in Sudan.
Yeah.
I know you know what's going on in Palestine,
Yeah.
in Ukraine, but there's other people in the world and other kids that are facing worse. So check it out. Just be informed. Yeah, and that felt like we did something. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's really beautiful. I'm really happy to hear that, because that's also one of the issues that obviously, the world faces a lot. The fact that some different countries don't get any exposure at all for what's happening there. So, absolutely amazing. But this is exactly why we have the MIVULE band here, to just tell us what their goal is, and we know the goal is to educate. That's the main thing, actually, that you pointed out, and we are very happy to have you guys here educate us, on what the mission for you guys is, and hopefully the people know now the mission. So if you wanna catch MIVULE band anywhere, obviously we'll give you guys a chance to just tell us where they can reach you guys, where they can find your music, and where they can find your next performances, and where you guys are heading up next. So, Brian, any one of you can announce where to find you guys, I think you guys could decide now. The chemistry got to pull up on that one.
Well, our album is out on Spotify and everywhere, like all streaming. So if you want to listen to the album, MIVULE, MIVULE, self-titled album, so same name.
Yeah.
The next show we're doing is album release. Actually, our friend's album release. We have some friends who they have a band, and they've just released their album as well. Or is it released yet?
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know if it's out yet, but they have an album coming out, and we're opening for their album release party. That's on the 20th at the Anza Club
of this month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
October 20th.
Next weekend, actually.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
That's gonna be amazing. So,
Yeah.
just another improvisation is gonna come in up here too. So you guys will have some challenge to go out there, improvise, and kill it on the show. So you guys do not want to miss out on that. But I'm just very, very grateful, to be out here and have and I'm honored to just interview you guys and get to know you guys a little bit, because like I told you, I was always curious to know how all your stories came up with, and I'm just very happy to get to know that, how you guys have such a beautiful chemistry going on. So do not miss out on the next show that will be coming up on the 20th of this month. And also check out their debut album that just dropped all over the platforms. You can find them on every social media, basically. Get them out there and check out the songs. Very educative, obviously, just like this show was for today. But I do appreciate you guys so much. And my guy Major, I'm going to tell you, man, we got the best crew right here now. You can stay behind it.
See you later, buddy.
You can see you later, buddy. We got the whole new crew right here. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in for today official, first of all, live show. And we feel the band had to come out here and join us. So shout out to you guys, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It's unbelievable. And I can't wait to come check you guys out once again and enjoy the time. So thank you guys for being out here. We are signing out, of this show. But we do appreciate you guys for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Afro Diaspora. And I will see music on Instagram where you can get all your informations and who our next guest is going to be tonight. But we're going to sign out. Any final things you guys want to shout out, man? It's time. Feel free to shout out anything, man. Anything you guys are coming up.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely.
And, thank you to everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course, man.
Shout out to all our listeners and the people who love to come to our shows. I know Margaret, and
yeah,
she's always at our shows, every single show that we have in Vancouver. We love you, sister.
There you go. That's the love.
And all the other and all the other fans that follow us and follow the music.
Yeah.
We love you, and we'll see you on the next dance floor.
There you go. It's all in the beginning, man. MIVULE is here to dominate and educate and to give you guys the best show. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a sensational, I can't wait to say that, a sensational episode. So I'm your host, Baraka, man, and we're signing out. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. I was going to say on my right side we got Major, but we ain't got Major in the show today. But you guys know what it is, man. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. We're going to be signing out. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.